Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a hot take on politics. Politics, Little Joan. You could sleep through this one. Nikki Haley breaks with Trump. We shouldn't have followed him. Hell, someone's gotten her big girl pants on. Guess what? No one's going to vote for you now, Nikki. I mean, Trump was going to endorse you. Everybody was excited about I think you're running for governor someplace. Now you're getting too big for your britches now. You should not have broke with Trump. I think this is dumb. You and Pence will try to raise money, I guess. I don't know if the neocons have pockets that deep. From what I've seen, those guys like to get money from other people. So, good luck with you. But you're done. The Trump supporters will not support you. Again, did you not see what happened to Fox News? Former First Lady announces launch of Office of Melania Trump. Well, good. Maybe she could do some good works and not get hassled by the friggin' media all day long. Let's see. Oh, there's some more stories here. This is my second take, and I went through these and realized I had the microphone off. Biden suggests masks will be worn through next year. Well, that's depressing. Is there anything more depressing than this old man telling us how awful it's going to be in the next few years? I mean, Jesus, Trump used to say not positive, uplifting things, and it's just everything coming out of Biden's mouth. We're probably all going to die, so who cares? I mean, come on, man. Counselor says politician raising bail for rioters encourages more rioting. Harris promoted bail for the bail fund group for protesters, quote unquote. Yeah, that was in Minnesota, and those guys freely admit they're a bunch of, I believe, Marxists, and that they don't care about the charges. They just don't believe in the bail system. They literally bailed out everyone because they raised an insane amount of money when Kamala Harris and a bunch of Hollywood celebrities endorsed the fund. You don't want to do that because they're ideologues. They literally released rapists and murderers and child assaulters and horrible people. Not a good thing. And yes, they are innocent until proven guilty, but some of these people had long records. And you don't want to empty the prisons before these people are tried. There was a reason they got a high bail. It was so they would stay in prison. What was the other thing? Oh, California. You got to get rid of this guy. Please vote out Adam Schiff. He says GOP has become a Trump cult with no ideology or principles. That describes you, dude. I mean, this is the guy who ran the first impeachment trial and basically lied on national television about the evidence he had. He is not a good person. He's not a good look for the Democrats. Throw him under the bus and be done with it. Figuratively, I'll add. Hey GOP, we don't want a quote back to normal Republican Party. Yes, that's another op-ed. We want the new populist Republicans. And Pat Buchanan's got an op-ed, the dark winter of a grand old party. I mean, he kind of sees the writing on the wall. It looks like the party's going to split, but I think the vast majority of the party is going with Trump. I think you're going to see better than 80% of the party go to Trump. And he's going to pick up a lot of Democrats on the way, a lot of independents. He's for the working guy. His policies help the working person. And my theory, too, is that the immigrants will eventually start going towards Trump because they're working people, too. If you can't make money, if you can't work, then what's the point? You know, immigrants do not want handouts either. They may take them because they need to survive too. I don't blame anybody who takes a handout when they're broke, but you know, it's not what they want. They just want opportunities. They come here for opportunities. Oh, here we go. Cuomo hid beer virus nursing home deaths to avoid investigation. Get him. I hope they impeach him. I hope they prosecute him. Probably won't prosecute him, but at least if they impeach him, hopefully that'll wreck his political career and he'll never be in charge of any state, any government again. He should not. Same thing with my governor, Phil Murphy. He did the same thing on a smaller scale. Cuomo's getting all the heat, but Phil Murphy deserves it too. Phil Murphy, he sort of straddles two strategies and then, claims both of them, whichever one works. Of course, there were way more deaths in New York, too. So the New York thing overshadows New Jersey. But I think it might catch up to Phil eventually. Of course, you got Eric Swalwell running the debate for the Democrats. I mean, did they put him up specifically? I mean, this is the guy who got honeypotted by a Chinese spy. So are they putting him up specifically because they're going to get rid of him anyway and then just blame him for the total train wreck of an impeachment? Congresswoman claims Pelosi stopped her Navy Academy son from attending swearing in. Sounds petty. Sounds like Pelosi. Representative Stefanik demands prosecution of Cuomo aides after bombshell report on beer virus nursing home deaths. Yes, I'm for it. Go for it. Gates tells Kinzinger to bring it on as GOP feud heats up. Kinzinger just got elected. He's from Illinois. He seems like a total rhino. Gates is a rising star in the GOP. I don't think there's much of a contest there. I think Gates will crush him. I hope he does. Kick that guy. You might as well kick him out. Kick him out of the party. Let him be a Democrat. He's practically won anyway. Any Republican that could get elected in Illinois is probably a Democrat anyway. What else? Well, there's only one other thing to talk about, and that is impeachment. This is Van der Veen, Trump's attorney. Now, I didn't think much of this guy. I kind of trashed him yesterday, and then I saw him in action in this video. He's the guy who played the montage of Democrats, and it was orchestrated very well. So Van der Veen is talking and just eviscerating the Democrats, and then on cue he points, boom, give me the video, and it's a montage of the Democrats objecting to the election in 2017, which they did, and a lot of them who are screaming now totally followed the process, and nobody called it an insurrection. Here's Biden presiding over it and banging the gavel because he couldn't get a senator to prop him up. Didn't stop him from doing it, and that was fine. No one cared. Here's Crazy Legs Maxine Waters begging for a senator to prop her up, but nobody would because they knew they didn't have enough votes. It was stupid. The guy had just gotten into office. There was no reason to turn over the election. Then Van der Veen showed Trump's tweets. I believe these are the tweets that were deleted by Twitter at that time. There were like two of them. And, it was Trump calling for peace. And Twitter deletes them. Because, again, it's all about making Trump look bad. It's all about the political ideology. And then he played the second video. And it was Trump calling for law and order, law and order, law and order. And then various Democrats, including Crazy Legs Maxine Waters, screaming about, you push back on them in a gas station. You're gonna have people pushing each other at a gas station. You're gonna have people confronting random strangers in the street. Do you have any idea how dangerous that is, Maxine Waters? Of course she doesn't. She doesn't go to a gas station. She doesn't talk to people in the street. She's been in politics for decades, totally isolated, totally insulated from the real public, except in situations like this when she's giving a rally and probably one of her cronies there in the background clapping for her, trying to get the crowd all riled up. I mean, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. She's riding in a limo the last 30, 40 years. She doesn't have any sense of the people. This is a woman who needed to be primaried. Unfortunately, somebody did run a pretty good campaign against her. I was rooting for the guy, but she got reelected anyway. California, you are stupid. She's from California, right? Yeah. You are stupid, California. Stop electing these people, please. They're an embarrassment. Maxine Waters is an embarrassment. Look, my God, the crazy thing she says. It's just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare. It makes you look like a-holes. But I do have a good bit of news coming out of the Biden administration. I know, right? Biden administration aims to close Guantanamo detention facility. What? Hooray! Psaki said the NSC will be examining steps for shutting down Guantanamo. Okay, so it's not really happening. But the Biden administration is going to pretend like they tried. Which, I got to say, that's better than what Trump did. Trump said, oh, I love Guantanamo. Let's keep it. He was not going to close Guantanamo. And he didn't pardon Assange and Snowden, which he should have. But this is the big one. This is something I would have expected Trump to do in his second term. But I didn't have much hope that he would. Gitmo is a stain on the American Republic. And if Biden shuts it down, good for him. That's a plus in his column. I don't think he will. I think this is all a show. I think it's to give something to the people who hope against hope that Biden's going to be a good man. He's a good man. He's going to shut down Guantanamo. He's not going to shut it down. They're going to come up with an excuse, and they're going to say, oh, we can't shut it down because of those evil Republicans blocked the vote. That's my take on it. I mean, maybe he will. If he shuts it down, I'll be the first one to congratulate him. That would be a great thing, and he won't be a total waste case as a president. But come on, man. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it.